I'm David, and this is David Talks.
I'm Dave, back on David Talks.
I'm Joshua, and I am on David Talks.
All right, I don't know. I got two stories. I'm not sure if.
Hold on. We're not going to just jump back into David Talks after a whole month hiatus.
Oh yeah.
What's going on, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's been a while. You're right.
All right.
Oh my
Happy
God.
New Year.
It's like
Happy
100. I have
2020.
100 diaper awards, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's so
You gonna
true.
just come jump right in here, man.
Yeah, 2020 started off crazy already.
2020 is insane.
Yeah.
2020 is
It's
insane.
true.
Man.
It's true. There's a lot of things going on. Where we at? We
Right now we're in February. Yeah, about to hit March.
26.
Took a little hiatus, a little break. And,
Yeah, we took some time off. David Talks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Sorry
for
for
the
keeping
support.
you waiting so long. I got some people saying that they miss David Talks. I had
A
to
few
get back
people
on.
hit me up, like, what's going on? I'm like,
We're good. So many things is going on.
we still talking.
We're gonna make this a priority though.
Right. If you guys really want more David Talks, make sure y'all like the like button. You know?
Yeah, share it. And
Share it.
let us know. We
Please
appreciate the
subscribe.
love.
Definitely. And thank you guys again. And let's get into it, man. Now you can talk about this diaper.
All right,
Alright.
so listen. I don't know what bothers me the most. People that you try to help and you get the smack in the face, or people that manipulate you to try to get they want to get you to do what they want you to do, so they lie to you and get mad if you lie to them. I don't know what bothers you the most.
The manipulation.
The manipulation.
Yeah, for
What about
sure.
you?
I think so.
The manipulation.
I think so.
Yeah. So you know what? It's funny. Like I lied to somebody, to their face the other day, but I lied to them for somebody else's benefit.
Mhm.
Somebody was really, really sick to the point where they looked like they were about to faint.
Mhm.
So I took it upon myself to just, I said, look, this person's more important right now than the very little money that you're gonna make, if any.
Right.
I
I mean, safety first, right? If something happens to them.
safety first. It's good to find, first off, people are more important than like $10. One.
Right.
And some people just don't get that. If you have someone that's healthy and they can perform, and they'll appreciate you more if they know that you care. One. So that's the route that I was going. So I got smacked on both ends. I got oh well, you told me that, and then I got why do you lie to me? And it's funny, but I still don't regret what I did. I know I did it for the right reasons, and overall, it would have ended that way anyways. But I guess I should have said I called it, and that would, I guess, the right thing to do.
So, do you mind if I ask what it was?
It's two personal.
Just so I want to understand, because it's like
Well,
I'm trying to figure out what would have happened if you said the truth. You know what I mean? Like, how would that have?
I think. Well, I was told that it would have came off better, and it would have been okay if I would have just, took responsibility of it.
I don't know. I agree with that person.
You agree with that person?
Yeah.
I should have just said, look, but they understanding the situation. It's like somebody had the flu, and I just said, you know what? I think we're done here. And,
Right. You know why I say that? Because some people just gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, just like they're trying to hold you accountable for what you did. You gotta say, okay, well, I have to keep people, on that same standard and have the same energy that they have with you. But I mean, most people actually won't appreciate, like, you feel as if it was a gesture and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But like, even if it's saving their job, you know what I'm saying, or like saving their life, something even crazier than that. It's like some people just, won't appreciate regardless. But to me, the reason why I agree with that person, even though that they kind of get hurt in the long run more, whether they know it or not, because there's certain principles that it's hard to determine what lie is too great or not. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true. It's better to be straight up. Normally, I am. I would just, not really honestly, I didn't think that person would understand or cared about the truth. To be quite honest with you. In fact, they said they didn't care, actually.
Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you gotta let somebody build their own, you know.
That's
their
true.
own house.
I mean, I literally seen the person, like, you know how you walk, you can tell when someone skips a beat in their mind, because
They spaced out a little
happened
bit.
to you where they almost tripped and stumbled.
Yeah.
So I was doing a judgment call, but I should have just been more straight up and like, look, we got to wrap this up right now.
Right.
Yeah,
This
good
person got to
intentions.
go home. That's
Right,
it. And I should have said that. Yeah, my intention is always for
So you
for
saying
people.
that you're the second person?
What do you mean?
Because you asked us what's worse. Did you say that because?
No, the person the person that asked the question is the manipulator, though.
And that's the thing. It's like, I think it's like, it was one thing if you kind of lie. I'm not gonna say it's good to lie, whatever, but lie for yourself. When you lying on somebody else's behalf and then it kind of backfired on you.
Yeah.
So, but that's a lesson for yourself.
Oh,
you know
for
what
sure,
I mean?
for
It's
sure.
just like, all right. You know
That's
what?
why I agree with
If
you.
I have to, I have no other choice but to lie. I'm only gonna do that if it has to do with if it benefits myself.
For sure.
But if it has to do with somebody else, they're gonna have to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, that's a good point,
Yeah.
actually. And I know now a lot of people out there, moral.
Moral compass.
Yeah, it's funny how these people with these moral compasses, they sit here and they go, well, you're on the stage or you're not real, as if they never lie or they won't ever lie.
Right.
it's true.
You know, it's so funny how people are just not truly honest and they feel like somehow they could just pass judgment on you. And it's funny, the person that said to me, like, why did I lie or whatever, I said, you know, why I lied, that person lies all the time. I mean, all the time.
Man.
It's a control
it's
thing.
tough. It's tough, man.
I mean, about the littlest things in the world. I'm usually straightforward because I'm not
Yeah.
really trying to impress.
Yeah.
But that was never my intention to impress.
But that goes to show you that someone else does. They does like imprint on your personality, and like you kind of pick up on their traits and stuff. So it's
That's probably why I decided to go that route. I figured that's
True.
the only thing they
it's
understand.
easier. And,
Yeah, 'cause, you know, they're not gonna understand. Listen, this person has the flu, and
Right.
you know, they look like they're about to pass out or whatever the case may be, and
Right.
because they already knew that.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
just didn't care.
You know,
who gets the diaper? What?
I'm gonna say both of them.
Both of them.
Both
I'm
of
gonna
them.
say both of them. I feel like, you know, my intentions was clear. They were just trying to focus on the live part of it. I'm not making no excuses. But it just goes to show you people's intentions are just, I don't know,
Fickle,
strange.
strange.
So I'm gonna give y'all both 5 diapers.
5
Well
diapers.
deserved.
Y'all know me. I'm only giving like I give 3 to the manipulator, and I give 2 to the unappreciative
It's
recipient.
funny because even now, maybe I'm naive or not, but it just makes you wonder: is that person that dense?
Well, I think honestly, I don't know the situation. Well, what I will say is you seem to be affected the most out of it. So like next time, you know, learn from that mistake. And I guess sometimes make you look wrong, but you can only stay, you know, solid with who you
Yeah, I
are.
gotta be
Yeah.
accountable. I made a
I
mistake.
think
and I'm
it's
owning
good.
up to it.
Yeah,
That's
I
for
think it's
sure.
good when those things happen, because how can you reflect on something that didn't happen? You know what I mean? So you develop wisdom that way. You know what I'm saying? You get to teach somebody. You're teaching me right now. You know what I mean? And it's probably changed a lot of things in the future that I don't even know about. And I'm just like, you know what? When I'm presented that opportunity, I know how to go about it. You know what I mean? Or at least, you know, for the most part, like, all right, I'm not gonna lie for somebody else. You know what I mean? Things like that. So that's just how it is. Yeah. That's it.
Well, you know.
I would give honestly, the person that I suppose he had the flu. They had the flu. They had the flu. I don't want to say.
They said they had the flu. They didn't let anybody know why. Like, we could have planned ahead. They thought they would get better if they in fact had the flu.
So you think the stumble was fake?
The stumble looked real. I
People
just
have been
don't know if they were
actors.
actually.
The timing, it was like this.
It was-
3, 2, 1. He's
No. They.
Let me try to stumble right now. Like,
No, it's more like.
That looked more like the Harlem Shake. was like, what, like a TikTok?
I've been watching too much TikTok videos. That's what it is, man.
Well,
Epidemic.
well, I was sick too myself, so I was kind of
I'm sick right now.
thinking,
Shout out to
yeah, man, I hope you get better.
I'm sweaty. I know y'all see me.
I'm still getting better myself, actually.
Sick of the BS.
That's that New York life, guys. That's that New York life for you people that's in Florida or LA right now, you know, or anywhere around the world where the weather's great all year round.
Right. Even though the weather's been getting crazy lately.
Yeah,
around the
California.
world.
I'm hearing the air is a
California,
little.
Australia, like different crazy natural disasters going on.
Yeah, there's definitely much worse situations than ours.
But this winter has been kind of nice to us, though.
It's been nice.
Not
Thanks
so
global
far.
warming. You know what I mean?
Well, March Madness, don't forget everybody. March Madness. Everybody always
Forgets about March.
They always forget about how the seasons, like we always got like 4 seasons.
But the groundhog came out. Shout out to the groundhog. He was in our face. He was playing with us today. I mean, last week. But
Well, we got a lot of ground to
What
cover,
is
so
over?
I'm not gonna steal my little diaper award thing. So how many diapers did you give him?
I'll give him a clean 4.
4 on which who?
Well, a 4 for the one, for the one that supposedly had the flu,
Yeah.
and like a 3 for the other one. Cause at the end of the day, you know how he is, so it's like,
there you go.
you know what I mean? Like it's people aren't gonna act the way they are. Like so,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't think it was unexpected, like his reaction and his response. You know what I mean? So
Good point.
I agree.
give him like nice little 3, you know, a
Yeah,
consistent
yeah.
3 for his entire life, probably. And that's it.
True.
You have a diaper award? Or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right. My diaper award goes to Bloomberg, Mike Bloomberg.
Ah,
He's a
Mikey.
wa- that boy is
a
wild.
Mikey.
Mikey.
Mikey B.
Why? What happened?
Mikey B.
Well, I know there's a lot of
Right.
things going on. In case you guys don't know, Michael
Right.
Bloomberg is running for president.
Right. Democratic debate. You know, he was in the Democratic debate. He had that.
President of the United States.
What's her name? Elizabeth Warren destroyed him.
Right. Yeah. The
They would put a beat
Elizabeth
behind
Warren,
it, everything.
Put
'cause
the,
she just,
put the Nas beat.
all that. Eat
Smoked
the,
them.
Oh my God, we having a
She
lot
was
of
very-
things
She was
going on.
real smart for that. But not even for that though, because you know he took that. There was nothing he could do about that.
he was just standing there like,
Yeah, I mean, it was expected. He had to take it down. It was smarter that he took it now than later, because you still has a shot. Because there's fake Democrats or fake, Republicans that
Yeah.
might.
So what did he do?
He just basically in one of his when he speaks to the press, like a press meeting, he was talking about how he damn near said he bought elections in like 2018. Like he just basically like without saying it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get sued, so
oh, it was like implications
he's
based
like
on what he said.
he's implicating that he basically rigged or bought elections. You know what I'm saying? And that it's available. That like I guess in trying to tell on everybody else, he's telling on himself.
Right.
And he's just making a mockery of the Democrats. And to me, I believe he was a Democrat to this point.
Yeah.
A very different type of Democrat. You know what I'm saying? It's not our first billionaire as a Democrat. And as far as people in our communities that we grew up, we already suffered the wrath of Mayor Bloomberg already in many ways.
Are you referring to the
Stop and
frisk?
frisk,
Stop and
and
frisk.
certain laws that was implemented with housing, and there's just a lot of things that seem pretty racist, or a lot of classism, at least that,
Yeah, definitely classism.
But yeah, to piggyback on all the other stuff you could say about him, he's just basically like taking it as a joke, and a lot of people do take it as a joke. Sometimes I look at it like, wow, like, we all know more or less what's going on with President Trump. In case you guys don't know, he was acquitted of his charges, so he was not impeached,
Right.
which we called on the show, by the way. And
Yeah.
so, being that he's not impeached, even though he's going to win that second term, so it's like, it's kind of pointless. But I do believe this year was supposed to concentrate on building back the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? I don't mean to get so much into politics, but whether you're a politic or a Republican, you still want to take whoever becomes president serious. You know what I'm saying? And it just seemed like he was making a mockery of the whole party, and it's just that's why he gets my diaper award. And honestly, I'm really serious about it because I was never gonna vote for him, or anyway, I'm not even gonna say who I'm voting for or if I will vote. You should vote. not just this time, but definitely he gets 5 diapers from me, because it's just like at this point, you know, we gotta just stop making light of our politics, man. We gotta stop making light of, you know, policies being implemented and legislation being put into play. Is just affecting our lives and stuff like that. But 5 diapers, man. I'm sorry about that.
What you get, man?
Yeah, 5 diapers.
But
It's more on like given the fact that, you know, he's done all those things, and it's just like, I should give 5 diapers to the person that votes for him.
Nah.
Oh my God. You can say whatever you want to say.
I give him 4 diapers, because it's not like a surprise. But I wanted to touch on what you said about like people taking politics more seriously.
Right.
I think the issue is more like the cynicism, because they're like, all right, whatever, they're corrupt, but all politicians are corrupt, so you know, why pay such close attention to this? They would call it a minor thing, which honestly is not minor, but compared to all the other things that occur, you know what I mean? So I think that's how people think. They're like, you know, like, wow, they should have done a better job keeping their secrets, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would just give him a 4. I would give him a 4.
But the reason why, and to your point, it's almost like you gave the person you was talking about, like him knowing who he is. That's why you give him lesser diapers, because he shouldn't be surprised. To me, it's more important than that. It's more like, yeah, we suspected that he might do it, but we didn't think he would do it. And he's almost getting ahead of the train, like basically saying, I already told you guys in 2020 that we bought elections. Like, this ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? So if a lot of things come out, let's say he gets elected to run up for president, right? He loses, but he'll be a lot stronger next year, right? I mean, next 4 years. All these secrets and dirty things that he already has done in the past can't be exposed now, because he's a man, so he knows what he's doing. He's like, I've done this now. Vote for me regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I meant to say nominee. That's what it is. Democratic nominee. I'm sick, y'all. Forgive me, but for sure, like, that's why he gets the 5 diapers to me, because he's almost insulting all of our intelligence.
Yeah.
By like just putting it out there, like, you know, I did tell you, and that's what this was to me, and that's why it was more of a slap in the face, and that's why it's
so
solid 5.
Let me ask, is it better to have someone who kind of like airs out their dirty laundry versus someone who appears to like be charismatic and like, you know, knows how to like, you know, pull in the crowd and all that stuff?
I think it's worse.
But is lying.
Just and to go to what the cynical people say, and which a lot of it might be true, but for someone to put something out there like that shows me that they have something bigger to hide, and it's more of a distraction than not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they was doing that and put it out on the front street that they were playing dirty, then take accountability and say, I've done this in the past, I'm gonna change, and take full accountability. Don't dance around the topic. You know what I mean? So I can see the benefit of the doubt of that, but I'm not rolling.
Yeah.
I'm potting today, by the way.
You what?
I'm on the road, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all right. I'm not giving a diaper only. Listen, I'll tell you why. First off, I think it's important that we discuss these things, but I feel that I'm not gonna say we live in a world, because I would say in America,
Society.
America's society is different from most other countries. I wouldn't say that the world sees this the same way, which is, it's more of a show now, and I think that Donald Trump has changed the whole entire
landscape.
Yeah, he changed everything around now, and now it's about, the more you act ridiculous or whatever you want to call it, it seems like that works. And I believe this is why these guys are going this direction now.
Shout out to Bernie.
Bernie.
You saw Bernie. You read Bernie arguing about math.
Talking about math.
Yeah,
What about Biden? Listen,
I don't know.
Wait, hold up. Can I just say this?
All right,
This is what I'm saying. This is entertainment now.
Right.
I'm at the point where, and I said it before with Trump, this is just hilarious right now. Biden said the other day, 2 days, 3 days, well, yesterday, I'm not sure. Anyway, Biden said that he said that he's running for Senate.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he didn't say president. And not only that, he said, vote for me or vote for the other Biden. He said this in a big speech, man.
Who's the other Biden?
Who is the other Biden?
I was just thinking about something.
This is something that you could pull up on your phone and listen to this speech.
So see, that goes to what, like right now. So President Trump, right? Because that's our president. He basically put out a statement about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
He spelled Corona. He spelled the Corona. He spelled it wrong.
Wait,
So now they smoking it. So it's just like, what are we doing?
Tomato.
Well, see, that's the thing, guys.
He doesn't care.
Yo,
Don't you listen? At this point, don't you guys realize that if you can withstand pressure, you could be president?
Right.
You know, if you could withstand death threats,
Right.
which, what's her name? Was from the Bronx. She was a bartender.
Right.
I know some people gonna be like, you don't know who that is? Do you know the name?
So basically, before we get into that though,
Yeah.
I really want to focus on what you said about Biden.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I don't like Biden.
Yeah.
What I will say is more like he says and does a lot of things to me that seems offensive, but not purposeful. It's just more like for example, he said he wanted to appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court, Supreme Justice, like the Senate. You know what I mean? Like,
What's her name? Alexandria. You talking about the
Yeah, Alexandria.
Ocasio?
the
Yeah,
point
she's
of
29
what
years
I'm
old,
saying
yeah.
is, I don't like being bought like that. That's insulting to me. Appoint who you think is best. You know what
Hold
I'm
on,
saying?
you're just
Who-
making me think more. You know, another thing Biden said.
This ain't a politics show, but this is
No.
funny though.
This-
Nah, because a
listen,
lot is
you know
happening
what
in
else he
politics
said?
right
You
now.
know what else
A
he
lot.
said?
A lot.
He said 30
2020.
years ago, I was blessed enough to meet Nelson Mandela, and he got arrested, and he made it seem like he was arrested with him. I mean, it's just,
He was never arrested.
that's like me saying that I remember when Mandela got out and me and him went to the club. Like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Boondocks had an episode where the grandfather was talking about he marched with Martin Luther King, but really he just like ended up running into him, getting arrested. It's just, so like it's like.
And I just want to say this
folktale.
about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, I've never heard anyone say such an intelligent speech in my life
Mm.
like I heard Nelson Mandela.
Mhm.
The way he word, like, just, he's the most impressive person that I've heard speak publicly. Just want to say that. And he became president. He stood in jail for many years.
30 years.
And to free his country and get away from apartheid, and just have to say that about him. And it is Black History Month, but I like to say that at any time. And there's a lot of things, and we could go on and on about that. But
All right, let's get away from politics. I kind of want to talk about Disney.
yeah, Disney is interesting because for some reason the CEO stepped down from Disney.
Bob Iger. Have you heard about it?
The CEO.
Of Disney. He stepped down and appointed someone else just out of nowhere.
He didn't appoint them.
He
He said, nah, that was
You
misleading.
don't think it was a regular
No?
resignation? It was like a
I
termination?
think it was a termination.
Why do you think?
It's too quick. For even way smaller corporations, when someone steps down, that takes months. Like that's something that's announced. Like even for like Def Jam, that's something else I wanted to talk about. Peter Rosenberg, he stepped down, but I'm sure he's known for months. Like it's
Yeah.
not, we find out later on but it's way more of a smooth rollout. It's not so abrupt. For even not that Def Jam isn't Disney, but it's not Disney. It's under Universal, and Universal can't really compare it to Disney.
Yeah, Disney's on a whole different level.
Right,
And
so it's just.
I guess we're gonna worry about the small things like, well, when does Avatar come out? Is it gonna come out?
No, but that is important though, because since he was appointed CEO of Disney, a lot of the things we like was bought. Marvel, Star Wars, Fox, like all these movies are in production. It could be at risk, for taking totally different directions that we might not like.
I was thinking about that, and I wonder how much responsibility or drive he had
I think
to
a lot.
make these projects, execute and how good they are. Because these movies are amazing.
Right. I think he was changing the direction of action movies or family movies or big budget movies to be taken
You
more
think
serious.
it could be something as simple as he might have felt he just needed a break. He had too
No.
much pressure on him.
I think he
that-
loved the pressure. I don't know him personally, but I'm just looking at the way people talk about him.
Right.
Even the way he spoke about Star Wars, the way he just certain things.
He's very passionate.
It seemed like he cared enough to appoint certain people to jobs that would care if he did it.
That's what I was gonna say.
And to push further, he didn't care about. He was never worried about, and this is what I do respect, what the fans thought. Because what could happen with that is, let's say, so I'm sorry about that. He was worried about what the fans thought about one movie, and it made him waver on how his direction was going. And then the next movie's got a totally different direction. That would have, I think, a lot of the movies we enjoy would have suffered. Even Infinity War, a lot of. Just certain things that a lot of creative input fans have, and I think it's not always for the best because we don't even know what we want. And if we always got what we wanted, it would be just boring. It would just be like what's the point of even making a movie?
By the way, you were good. I was just checking it out.
Oh, all right.
But no, yeah. I mean, I don't even want to talk. I could talk about the end game. I'm just saying. I think that's the best movie by far of the year.
Right.
Period. In every way. And I know some people disagree with that, which is fine.
I mean, it's a good movie.
I think overall it was just.
But I wanted to
flawless.
speculate more on why you think so abruptly that he just slipped out. To me, because the stock of Disney dropped crazy yesterday.
So many things. The stock market in general,
You think?
the numbers were crazy. It's like 337.
Because of that one announcement.
Do you think that has anything to do with the
the virus?
the virus?
Well, the guy, the spokesperson for I think Iran. I could be wrong. Look it up. Yeah, don't go by what I say.
Yeah.
He was coughing on his speech on live television, and then come to find out he has the coronavirus.
Who's this?
I forgot his name. He's an appointed official in Iran.
Really?
Yeah, so it's just it's spreading, and that's something that we should pay attention to. It's not about if it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a global pandemic.
So you think?
So
you think it's about population control, and do you believe
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
it's,
I think so.
it's in purposely?
Yeah. Well, in China, they just implemented a law that it's illegal now to eat street animals.
To what?
Eat street animals.
Eat street animals.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Because they
now.
carry the viruses, right?
It's easier. It's harder. It's harder to control.
I think it has. I think it has more to do with the testing of animals,
Right.
and then they expose it to the population,
Yeah.
and then from there. But I actually saw there was a New York Post. They put an Instagram post up, and they said that they were actually writing a story about that it could possibly be due to a leak from the laboratory. So I find it weird how a mainstream outlet is actually saying these things.
Right.
Usually, somebody would say that randomly, they would think it's a conspiracy theory and all that stuff.
Right.
So, so now they're putting out this information. I'm skeptical of it, but it was something that popped in my head. It could probably be something from a lab, and then bam, I see this on a post.
Well, I think not to make any enemies, but China was so secret, has so much secrecy around this, and now it's out of China, so it's out of their control. You might be right, they might be right, whoever wrote the story, but either way, it might be some population control. you know, something to restart the economy, something to make a universal peace. You know what I mean? Something like that. But it's gonna matter. You know what I mean? And the
Well, it's
reason
not
why,
going away.
it's not gonna go away. The reason why I believe that's serious is because they usually downplay they usually upplay these things like certain bird flus or like
Swine flu.
Yeah, swine flu. That's another one. SARS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certain things they usually like. Oh my God, it's scary. Meanwhile, the flu, right, kills hundreds of thousands of people. You know, and those things only kill 2 people. They're downplaying this disease so much that it's just that scary to me. That's almost like, yeah, don't pay attention to this. Like, and it's like that's not really normal.
I get your point.
Yeah, this is. I'm not gonna say I'm scared, but I feel like people should be aware, you know what I mean, of their surroundings. I mean, if something's a bacterial virus, you know, just be mindful when you're out in public, especially, you know, touching certain things, you know what I mean. I don't know what the count was for the deaths. Correct me if I'm wrong, I saw 7,000.
Right.
So I think
that's a lot, by the way.
that is a lot, you know what I mean? So it makes you think, it's like, all right, how do you conceal this? Like, it's one thing, all right, you're getting a large crowd of people that have this virus and put them in a room, but what about the 3 people that got away, that slipped away, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a very, very tricky, complex situation.
Well, I mean, they say they're presenting vaccines and stuff like that, but we don't know, like, what strand. There's different strands of things.
I was told that the flu virus doesn't do anything for it to counteract it already.
Well, that's what they were hoping. You know, fight a virus with a virus and stuff like that. I guess a lot of, you know, sometimes you go down a rabbit hole of what they can do, but, you know, what I will say to whoever's watching is just, you know, protect yourself, you know, stack up.
Oh yeah, wash your hands a lot.
Wash your hands is so
Properly.
important.
Wash your hands properly.
You know, watching what you eat, what you eat, make sure it's fully cooked. You know?
And also, you know, I know it's hard to tell the temperature from the water, but they said that basically you have it like at least 120 degrees, you should be fine as far as like killing the bacteria and stuff like that. So
And I think also, is it Clorox that kills it? They have certain sprays, cleaning sprays that you can use.
Yeah, we should definitely look more into it because I know it's just like whatever. It's a new thing. It's a new SARS. It's a new swine flu, new bird flu. Like whatever it is. Like
I mean, and I actually believe you. I believe that they're about to, activate an emergency. I think they're preparing for something like that.
yeah.
What do you think about Asian people that make like light of these things? Like I've seen a lot of jokes.
I think it's more like and I do feel for Asian people.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you can't hold it, put a blanket statement as a race or a culture.
Yeah.
But I think it's more or less like the big kid in school that got made fun of, making fun of himself.
Okay.
So everybody else knows it.
yeah, because so I have 2 delivery guys at my job. They're both Asian. They joke about it. They're like, oh, I don't have the coronavirus. Like they'll say that. Yeah, and it's like I know it. Like right away, I can just feel like that. It's just their way of like
making people feel comfortable.
It's like before somebody else tells them that is, they're like kind of putting a stop to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I seen the clip that was pretty funny.
Which one was it?
It was an Asian dude walking, he coughed, and everyone looked at him.
I seen one where
it's fake, but
No. I seen one where this Asian girl. Oh, it was two Asian people online somewhere, and like another guy, Caucasian guy, and the girl looked at the line, and she coughed on purpose so everybody could get off the line.
Yeah.
She got.
You can laugh like it's funny, like. But
what
at the
about
end
the
of
people
day,
that actually get beat up and harassed and stuff like that?
And that's where it got to stop. And I think honestly, that's just the underlying reason for people to act on their own feelings. And Asians are all different shapes and sizes. We don't really know who lives where. You know what I'm saying? As far as looks are concerned, so to stereotype and to point certain people out or races or from certain countries, it's just ignorant and misinformed.
Yeah.
So it's just like these jokes are cool and all as long as they say jokes. But the problem with today's social space, right, is that people don't know what jokes are anymore. They kind of mix the truth with jokes, and sometimes the jokes are extension of the truth, you know.
Right.
But you know, it's always exaggerated. It's not reality.
Yeah, you know, it's especially with the internet. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like how far do you take a joke, or like before, like you know, where do you draw the line? Basically, like I feel like the internet, there's really no line. And if you really speak up on something, like they consider you like a snowflake or like stuff like that. But I think picking and choosing certain jokes, it's a very complex thing, I feel. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you touch on races or if you touch on, you know, religion and stuff like that, it really all depends on the person. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I can't really say much about that because I say kind of crazy jokes sometimes. You know, I try not to be offensive, but you know, it's just.
Speaking of that, I try my best these days to try not to say anything. My whole character is jokey. Like I joke about it almost everything, but you know, some people do take it personal. Some people hear my jokes and they really get upset about it, you know, and I don't even know they hear them until like it's way too late, you know.
Somebody's eyes widen, like.
Sometimes somebody look at me and I'm like, nah, they can't hear me.
That's when you mess up, man.
And that's when I'm like, you know what? I'll find out later. And I just want to apologize to those guys. And I mean, honestly, I didn't mean to offend nobody, but the truth of the matter is we all say things behind closed doors or away from people. We all do it. You know, it's about when someone hears it and they get offended by it. You know, but regardless of the fact, I love everybody. You know, I'm not gonna hang out with everybody. You know, but it's just a joke. You know, and I guess I'm the one laughing. I like to make myself laugh. I like to have fun. I like to smile, and you know, we only got one life to live, so you know, it's hard not to take things personal. And I get it.
No, I don't know. I just feel like it's all about intentions, and it's like some people they joke, but in a very malicious way, like their purpose is to make somebody feel uncomfortable or offended. That's when it's different. I feel like it's different when you say a joke, you don't mean to offend somebody, even though it does offend them, and you're just like, oh, you know what I mean? Versus somebody, because I feel like that is a form of bullying. You know what I mean?
I mean, I heard something that wasn't a joke the other day, and I was just like, you even know what you're saying right now? They said, it's not funny. I don't even want to say it.
So don't say it, man. Let's get into let it go, let it go, let's go, let's go, let it go, let it go, let's go. Let's go, let it go.
Yeah, let's go, let it go.
It's about to get canceled.
Sit off the alarm.
All right, so Bloodshot. Van Diesel's in the movie Bloodshot, and basically it's about nanotechnology in his body, which is like little robots, and they also can reboot his mind to make him forget and things like that. I know the movie's been done before. I'm interested to see what kind of twist will it be. The coming attractions, they say so much. I'm not giving anything away. He realizes finally, you know, the black guy in the movie is the only one that tells him things ain't what it seemed to be. You know,
I saw this movie before.
You know, you know. And you know, he's eventually telling the guy this close. Look, he's this close to him. You can't control me forever. He's right there. You can just end this whole thing.
I can't move though.
No, he was moving. He's talking regular. He's like, you can't control me forever.
Maybe the nanobites in his brain prevent that from happening.
Well, let's see. Maybe that's in the movie. I guess we're gonna find out.
Let me stop.
No, it might be. And that nanotechnology. I mean, I've been aware of this for a long time, and basically, it's like a super soldier. It's like I guess he's like what, the next Captain America, right?
He looks a little stronger. He looks a little cooler than Captain America.
Oh, he looks a lot cooler. I mean, it's Van Diesel, not for nothing. No offense to the actor in Captain America or anything like that.
Chris Evans. Shout out to Chris Evans.
Riddick. Shout out to Riddick.
But shout out to Riddick. A lot of people don't even know what Riddick. Guys, you guys need to see Chronicles of
Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick.
I need to see
Pitch
Chronic too.
Black. Pitch Black was the first one.
Right.
Yeah, I need to see Chronic too.
Chronics. Talk about Chronic.
Those are some great
That makes
movies,
sense.
and I don't think they got the credit they deserve.
I think Vin Diesel, he sold
movies.
himself as a great character. He's just, he's a scene character.
I think this is the second time we brought this movie up, so y'all know that it's a good movie. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be good. I'm gonna say definitely. Let's go. I can't wait to see it. It's coming out March 12th. March 12th. I would say
Yeah,
that.
Let's Go, Let It Go yet? Or you want me to go?
You can go.
Alright, so in case y'all didn't know, this is real. This is real. Jordan Peele is revamping or remaking Candyman. So
Oh no.
it's not gonna be like a remake. It's more like a continuation. But like it's not really. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm interested.
I'm interested.
Just because Jordan Peele, he's a very
I had enough
creative
Candyman.
mind.
He's so different.
I've had enough of Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a traumatizing movie for me.
It was one of probably the scariest movies ever.
Yeah.
And I would not recommend
Not
anybody
anymore.
that has nightmares to ever watch that.
Don't do it.
I have a family member that I believe developed night terrors because older family member had them watch it at a very young age, and that's how traumatizing that movie is.
But I am interested to see the new one.
I feel like, alright, so I guess to overcome my fear or whatever, I watched it. It's really not that crazy.
It's not
Like,
crazy.
well, I'm not gonna say not that crazy because like all the other movies that are out now, they're just I was young when I first
You was
watched
really,
it,
like,
which is why it
3, 4
affected me
years
so
old.
much.
Yeah.
3 years old. Ooh, come on.
So but I rewatched it just to kind of get over that, and then realize that it's not really that crazy. It really has to do with like the mind that you have at that moment and the
Right.
things that you're exposed to or have been exposed to before
Right.
that time. So that's really what it is. But the reason why I'm interested in this is because Jordan Peele, I feel like he's a genius. He's already come out with a few movies that I'm not gonna say out of his element or out of his genre, or I don't know how you would say it, category, because he started in comedy. But he came out with the movie Get Out and a couple other projects. So I don't know. I'm interested, definitely.
Yeah, so just the exact reason you said, Jordan Peele, and traumatizing experiences from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about any Let Go, Let It Goes? You got any?
I don't know. What about?
There was something else that was coming out. There's a lot of new TV
Well,
shows coming to Netflix now that are being bought.
50
from,
Cent. I mean, not
Oh,
for
he has
nothing.
his new show.
He has a new show coming out, I believe, on CBS.
What?
Yeah.
That new was a show with the prison
Yeah.
on CBS.
That's 50 Cent.
That's 50 Cent.
Shout out to
Wow. And I just saw the preview today, and it looks interesting.
I like the fact that he's talking about real things that, in my opinion, truly matter.
Power was trash.
Power is trash.
It ended back. I'm done with it.
Well, everybody knows, said it the last time, I was so upset with the ending. But that's because we actually love the show. The show was great.
A lot of shows we love.
I just
ended
didn't. I didn't want Ghost to die.
There's one thing for there's one thing for his theories on that. I already said
Oh, you
that.
think that he's still alive? Possible.
In the next show we'll see.
And we know that Tariq shot his father. Yeah, I'm throwing it
Shout out
out.
to
there.
Tariq.
Spoiler.
Shout out to
alert.
the actor because he ain't really shoot anybody.
Yeah.
He be getting
You
death
getting
threats.
death threats, yeah.
He be getting death threats.
Yeah, even the fan page.
Guys, come on, man. I was upset. I just turned off Power for a couple of weeks. That's all I did. It ain't that serious. Come on.
It ain't.
That means that I truly enjoyed it that much. It's not real life.
It
You
died,
guys
though.
need to knock it off.
That last season was terrible. Last 2 seasons weren't all that.
Nah,
good.
I totally disagree.
After
with that.
Kanan died, I was good with it. I was good all.
I like the way Kanan did. I like the way 50
I didn't like the way he
Cent,
came
the
back.
way he.
They're doing a prequel.
Well, the comeback was weird. I won't lie. He should have burned up, and
That was
should have
weird.
been it.
He was just
But
burning in
that
sleep.
scene when he got shot by the police, that was pretty good.
It was a good scene.
It was like I would say an upgrade of the Scarface when he was Tony Montana was getting
And that's
shot
why
like
I was good
50,000
with
times.
that. That's when the show to me became Captain America. That was good.
Nah, I still watch
Shout out
it.
to 50. Shout out to
Funny thing is, Twist, they
Tariq.
just like about an hour ago, they said something about what's the character's name in Power, the mother?
Tasha.
Tasha. They said Tasha escaped from prison.
I'm never watching Power. Shout out to 50.
I was just looking at this like.
I'll be
wait,
watching
what?
the new show.
She
though.
escaped
What's the
from
new show
prison.
called? Do you know the name?
I can't think of the
I
name.
gotta
right
find
now.
out if it's
All
on
these new
CBS.
shows.
If
It
it is
is
on CBS. That's
And
fire.
also-
Yeah, he's going into major networks.
Okay, 50.
People
Alright.
respecting this man. He has in case you didn't know, he has a star on Hollywood Boulevard. Now.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Shout out to
Right.
50.
Making
50
moves.
Cent is doing his thing.
Shout out to
Really
M
having
too.
fun.
M has a challenge out now.
Oh yeah, what is it?
So one of his raps is most words in a minute in history, and he's doing a challenge who could say his verse the fastest.
Oh, nice.
So I
Rap-
guess he's
you
being
do
more
Rap
involved
God?
with social media.
That's nice.
It's faster than the rap god.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you should check it out.
All right, cool. I mean, again, I hung back. I got so much things to talk about. I'm gonna save it. We don't have enough time to talk about all the different things, but we will be back shortly with another episode of Daily Talks. Thanks for watching. Much love.